look at this, a $50,000 overland rig, custom steel armor, 40-inch tires, and enough LED light bars to be seen from orbit. It looks like a beast. It looks like it could survive the end of the world. But here's the cold, hard truth you're not going to like. In a real-world SHTF scenario, when the grid goes dark and the highways turn into a 500-mile parking lot, this isn't a getaway vehicle. It's a 10,000-pound steel coffin. While you're stuck on the I-95 with a fried ECU or a dry gas tank, the guy who actually survives is the one you didn't even notice passing by. Most people prep for a Hollywood movie. I prep for reality. Welcome to Cyber Rat. I'm your host, and today we're stripping away the tactical gear and the marketing hype. I'm going to show you why your dream survival build is actually a liability, and I'll prove it using the one thing most preppers forget: history. Stick around, because by the end of this, I'm showing you a $20 part from the 1930s that is worth more than every sensor in your modern engine combined. Let's get to work. Block 1, complexity is the enemy, the dead circuit. Let's talk about the brain of your vehicle. Modern car manufacturers love to brag about smart features. Your truck has over a mile of copper wiring and dozens of microprocessors controlling everything from fuel injection to your heated seats. But in a survival situation, smart is just another word for fragile. If we look back at the Great Depression or the rugged survival of the early 20th century pioneers, they had a golden rule. If you can't fix it with a hammer and a wrench on the side of a dirt road, you don't own it. It owns you. Think about an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse, or even just a massive solar flare. That high-tech ECU in your $80,000 Raptor, it's fried, dead. Your digital dashboard, a black mirror. You're sitting on a mountain of leather and steel that won't move an inch because a silicon chip the size of a fingernail gave up the ghost. But it's not just about some doomsday pulse. It's about supply chains. If a sensor fails in a post-collapse world, you can't just prime a replacement to your doorstep. You're done. This is where the cyber rat philosophy comes in. We look at the researcher's side of history. Back in the 1940s, military vehicles like the original Willys Jeep were designed to be stripped down and rebuilt in a muddy trench by a 19-year-old with basic tools, no computers, no sensors, just pure mechanical soul. When the world gets complicated, the simplest machine wins every single time. You don't need a vehicle that thinks for you. You need a vehicle that listens to you. Because when the grid fails, the guy with the most features is just the first guy with a very expensive lawn ornament. Block 2, the fuel fallacy, the hunger of the beast. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the hungry beast in your driveway. Most bug-out builds weigh as much as a small house. You've got steel bumpers, roof racks, extra batteries, and 37-inch mud terrains. It looks intimidating, sure, but that weight comes at a price: fuel. Most of these rigs are lucky to get 8 to 10 miles per gallon. Ask yourself, in a real crisis, where's that gas coming from? History tells us that during every major collapse, from the 1973 oil crisis to the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, the very first thing to vanish is the fuel supply. The pumps don't work without electricity. And even if they did, the lines will be miles long and guarded by people a lot more desperate than you. Your $10,000 rig is nothing but a very heavy paperweight the moment that needle hits E. We need to look at this through the lens of the old world survivalists. The American cowboys didn't ride the biggest, fastest stallions they could find. They chose Mustangs and quarter horses. Why? Because they were easy keepers. They could survive on scrub brush and desert grass, while the fancy thoroughbreds starved to death. If your survival plan relies on a 30-gallon tank of premium unleaded that you can't replenish, you don't have a plan. Bud, you have a countdown clock. A real cyber rat build prioritizes efficiency and multi-fuel capability. We're talking old-school mechanical diesels that can run on filtered vegetable oil, heating oil or even kerosene if they have to. We're talking about vehicles that can travel 500 miles on a single tank because they aren't carrying 3 tons of tactical garbage they don't need. In the survival game, range is life. If you can't scavenge your energy from the environment around you, you're not escaping the apocalypse, you're just waiting for it in a more comfortable seat. Block 3, the target effect, the myth of the gray man. Here is the hardest pill to swallow. Your tactical bug-out truck is a giant neon sign that says, "I have stuff, come and take it." In the prepper world, we talk a lot about the gray man concept, the idea of blending in. But then I see people spending thousands on matte black wraps, MOLLE panels on the windows, and survivalist stickers on the tailgate. You think you look like a survivor? To a starving crowd or a desperate group of looters, you look like a loot crate on wheels. You've turned yourself into the highest value target on the road. Let's look at the human element. History shows us that during the civil unrest of the early 20th century or the breadlines of the Depression, the people who were targeted first weren't the ones who had nothing. They were the ones who flaunted what they had. When a father hasn't fed his kids in 3 days and sees your pristine, armored-up rig rolling through his neighborhood, he doesn't see a prepared citizen. He sees an unfair advantage. He sees a solution to all his problems inside your trunk. A real cyber rat vehicle follows a different philosophy, the wolf in sheep's clothing. You want a truck that looks like it belongs to a local plumber or a beat-up farmhand. Dented fenders, mismatched paint, maybe some old tools in the back. Something that looks like it's not even worth the effort to siphoning the gas out of. Underneath that rusty hood, that's where the magic happens. High-output mechanical fuel pumps, reinforced suspension, and a bulletproof drivetrain. The goal isn't to look tough, the goal is to get home. If you have to fight your way through every mile because your truck looks like a tank, you've already lost the survival game. True survival isn't about winning a shootout on the highway, it's about never being in one to begin with. Don't build a trophy, build a ghost. Block 4, the $20 secret, practical reconstruction. So, if the high-tech sensors are a trap, the weight is a liability, and the tactical look is a target. What's the answer? It's time to stop spending money on accessories and start investing in capability. This is the $20 secret I promised you. It's a physical, paper repair manual for your specific vehicle. In a world without YouTube tutorials, without 5G, and without a working grid, this book is worth more than $10,000 of LED light bars. It contains the DNA of your machine. It teaches you how to bypass a starter, how to clean a mechanical fuel injector, and how to keep your engine breathing when the rest of the world is walking. A true cyber rat build is about reconstruction. We don't just buy parts. We learn the soul of the machine. Instead of a $2,000 roof rack, spend $200 on a set of high-quality manual hand tools and a spare mechanical fuel pump. Learn how to timing your engine by ear. Learn how to patch a tire with nothing but a plug kit and a hand pump. This is the payoff. Survival isn't something you buy off a shelf at an off-road shop. It's a relationship between you and your gear. When you can take a rusted-out 1985 Chevy or an old mechanical diesel Mercedes and make it purr like a kitten using nothing but a wrench and some common sense, you aren't just a driver anymore. You're a ghost in the system. You're the one who keeps moving while everyone else is waiting for a tow truck that's never coming. The $10,000 bug-out truck is a dream sold to you by people who want your money. The repair and survive mindset is the reality lived by the people who actually make it to the other side. Choose wisely, because when the lights go out, your features won't save you. Only your skills will. At the end of the day, survival isn't about the gear you carry. It's about the person you become when the safety net is ripped away. Our grandparents didn't survive the Dust Bowl or the Great Depression because they had tactical equipment. They survived because they knew how to stretch a gallon of gas, how to mend a broken axle, and how to make a machine last a lifetime. They understood that independence isn't found in a catalog. It's found in the grease under your fingernails. That is the heart of Cyber Rat. We aren't here to sell you a fantasy. We're here to help you reclaim the lost art of self-reliance. We build, we break, and most importantly, we fix. Because in a world that's obsessed with new and disposable, the most rebellious thing you can do is keep something old running forever. If you're tired of the hype and you're ready to actually get your hands dirty, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and join the colony. We have a lot of work to do, and the clock is ticking. And for those of you who are serious about fuel independence, stick around for the next video. I'm going to show you how to scavenge used cooking oil from behind a rusted-out diner and turn it into high-grade fuel for a mechanical diesel engine. No gas station required. Until then, stay low, stay quiet, and keep your tools sharp. This is Cyber Rat. I'll see you in the shop. Still here? Good. That tells me you're the type of person who stays until the job is actually done. Most people have already clicked away to find another shiny top 10 gear list. Here's a little bonus for the real ones. While everyone is obsessing over the engine, I want you to look at your tires. Look at those flashy, expensive rims. In a collapse, fancy rims are just magnets for thieves. Here's what the pros in history did. They used steelies, plain, ugly, black steel wheels. Why? Because you can hit a curb at 40 miles an hour, dent the rim, and fix it with a 5-pound sledgehammer in 2 minutes. You try that with your custom alloys, and they'll shatter like glass, leaving you stranded in the middle of nowhere over a cosmetic choice. And one more thing, go to a scrapyard. Find an old, rusted-out magnetic commercial vehicle, sign from a defunct plumbing or electrical company, stick it on the side of your bug-out rig. Now, you aren't a prepper anymore. You're just a guy on his way to a job site. You've just hidden your $10,000 investment in plain sight using $20 of junk. That's the difference between tactical and practical. I'm serious about that diesel conversion. Check out the link in the description for the tool list we use in the shop. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't just survive. Prevail.